Hello and welcome to Halftime Live. It's Newcastle United 2, West Ham United 0. I'm Gio from hammerchat.com. I've got Gonzo and Charlie with me as well. We might be joined by Scott live at St James's Park. We'll have to wait and see if you can get a connection for that. Gonzo, the first goal, Perez, was it just beautiful play from Newcastle or poor from West Ham?
I thought it was beautiful play from Newcastle, who have been sort of better in every department, but it was a lovely layoff from Wijnaldum, wasn't it? And Perez shaped a beautiful shot into the corner. It was a cracking start from him, really.
Charlie, was that goal coming, do you think? Do you think Newcastle deserved that lead?
Yeah, they set up absolutely perfectly. We've been saying it for ages how restrictive the options get when we play three defensive midfielders, and they put pressure on them, made sure they not only had zero options but zero time on the ball, and gave us literally no time to rest. They set up absolutely perfectly. They should probably be further ahead, to be perfectly honest.
Gonzo Shelby looks like he's running the game from first minute until the half time. Do we need to sort him out in the second half? Does Bilic need to take into account his passing range more than anything?
Yeah, I mean, he's had some good runs against McLaren, hasn't he? He's beaten him the 3 times they've faced each other, but he's having his pants pulled down a little bit tactically at the moment, Bilic. So quite how we can't get control of the midfield with 3 defensive midfielders on the pitch, I don't know. But we really should. He's certainly dictating proceedings, but the boy's got a point to prove after his time at Swansea.
Well, we'll come back to the second goal, but Gonzo, what did you make right at the end there? Enna Valencia went down clutching his face, pointing at Shelby. We've seen the replays there. Red card or not, for your opinion, or was it just a bit Valencia overreacting?
I think with a lot of referees it would have been a red card. I don't think the referee saw it, so I think that won't be in the referee's match report. So it will be in rugby. It would be called. He would be cited. So that will happen, and someone will have to go back and look at that. But yeah, I mean, I think it was naughty, but he's always on the edge. I mean, to be fair, if I was the manager, I'd be sending someone out to rattle him a bit, because he's a sending off waiting to happen. So
you're saying it was a red card?
I thought so.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think he pushed him, then went for the elbow. By the time he put his elbow up, I think Valencia was already on the ground. Had Valencia stayed up rather than just rolling about straight away, I think he might have got the contact there. I think the referee's seen it, actually. The replay looks like the referee's standing right behind it, but he's just chose to ignore it and pretend he hasn't seen it rather than anything. Charlie, is Jonjo Shelby showing Mark Noble why he's in the England team and why Mark Noble isn't?
Yeah, he's having a good game, but I think the entire Newcastle front line are having a good game. Some of the link-up play has been fantastic. The Jonjo Shelby, for the first goal, the Jonjo Shelby pass was excellent, but the layoff was absolutely perfect, and the finish was brilliant. I think we're seeing what happens when an entire attacking force comes together and clicks. That's what we're seeing, as opposed to one player being outstanding and the rest of them being there.
His pass for the second goal was fantastic as well, from the centre circle right out to Janmaat. The first touch was beautiful. I think he got a bit lucky. I think he thought he overhit it, but it took him behind Creswell and just took Creswell out the game a wee bit. Charlie, do you think this is when we play 3 centre midfielders, this is our massive downfall? The opposition's fullbacks get a full license to come out our own fullbacks. Do you think there's too much for Creswell to do today?
Yeah, I think there isn't enough protection in front of him, and the midfielders are too close together, and it's causing us untold problems at the back, big time.
Gonzo, what does Bilic need to do in the second half?
He'll do what Bilic does. He'll bring on Moses, I'd imagine, and he'll probably bring on Song to give us some forward passing. The one thing about Shelby, if you've seen it, is he has been passing forward, and we really need somebody that's going to stop passing sideways, which our 3 guys have done. And I think Song will do that. It's a risk because he might lose the ball, but I think he's going to go for it, because that's what Bilic does. He's going to chuck on attacker after attacker.
Well, we've got Scott joined us now. We'll see if Scott can hear us. Scott, can you hear us okay? I'm not sure Scott can hear us, so we'll lower him a wee minute and hopefully he can get his connection. Charlie, what do you think Bilic needs to do at half-time? What would you do in Bilic's shoes?
You have to bring on either Jelavic, which I know people don't like, or Moses. The formation is the problem. We need to be able to turn when one of the defensive midfielders collects it. We need to be able to turn around, look, and have options. And right now we have none. And so you have to do something to change that. So it's either bring on Jelavic, go 2 up top, and then have 2 just playing behind them, or bring on Moses out wide and put Payet in the centre.
Godfrey, do you think this half, the first half, Newcastle just want it more? It's as simple as that.
Yeah, they're really pressing. They're playing for their manager, which has surprised me because they started the season like they weren't playing for the manager. They're full of effort. But you've got to remember, we've travelled from Bournemouth. We've had an away game in Bournemouth on the south coast right up to the northeast. And at some point, fatigue and tiredness is going to play its part. Whereas, so they're going to be a lot fresher than we are. And I think that may have something to do with it. Having said that, because of Bournemouth, because of Southampton, I don't feel we're out of the game. I wouldn't say I'm feeling positive about it. Of course, we're 2-0 down and it feels rubbish, but I don't think we're out of it. And we almost scored at the end. Kiate almost scored, so 2-1. It's very different. That crowd are a smidgen away from being a nervous wreck.
Are you confident though we can keep it to 2 though? Because even though they've scored 2, do you not think Collins and Ogbonna are struggling today against Newcastle's back line? Mitrovic is coming wide all the time. Sissoko, I think, is having a blinder without actually touching the ball. He keeps coming in off the right, and Creswell doesn't know where to go with him or wait for Janmaat, and that's why Janmaat is at acres of space. Sissoko is having an absolute blinder. If you just watch his movement in the second half, he keeps coming in off that right wing, and Creswell doesn't know what to do because Mitrovic is just standing beside Ogbonna, so he can't pass him on, so he has to go with him and leave up the space. But Gonzo, are you confident Collins and Ogbonna can handle that Newcastle attack?
Everything you said is right and tactically right, and they're finding space between the fullback and the central defender as well. They're going down that channel as well. Well, we know this, but the thing is with Bilic is a reactive manager rather than proactive. Okay, so all those tactical observations that you just made, absolutely spot on, and they were better, and we were out of place, and we were out of shape, the midfield's not working. What I do have faith, it's almost as if Bilic doesn't get a scouting report before the game. He has to see the first half for himself, then he'll change something tactically, and then he'll react. So, yes, I'm more confident. And he'll do something. He might even bring Reed on because Collins is getting turned or because Bonner's getting turned. So, we'll see. Yeah, I'm confident. I don't know. Hopeful, very much so.
Well, that's one thing we do have to do. I think we've got a very, very strong bench. You've just said we've got Jenkinson to give us attacking options down from the right back. We've got Song, who's supposedly a world-class centre midfielder. We've got Jalovic as a striker. We've got Moses to give us width. Charlie, are you confident we can turn this round?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, our biggest problem now is, like I said, just getting the ball and having actual options in front of us. Because there are a few times, again, Payet especially, when he gets on the ball, we are finding some spaces, and their attacking fullbacks is giving us space down those wings. And when you have the likes of Payet, Moses, if he comes on, Antonio's turned a few of their players today, we definitely have enough in the tank to get back into this game.
Well, guys, match report after the game will be up on clarityhue.info pretty much immediate after the game as well. We'll be back tonight with a match review. If you're watching on YouTube, do hit subscribe to our channel right now and not miss anything. Tweet us your thoughts after the game at hammers_chat, and go on to facebook.com/hammerschat and let Charlie, who runs it, know your thoughts as well. And of course, you've got our 100% free forum, hammerschat.com. Click on the forum, free to join, interact with your fellow members. We'll be back at full time getting our thoughts. But Chris, Charlie, thank you both for joining me. I've been Gio. You've heard our thoughts. Hopefully we can turn it around. We've got faith in Bilic. Let's find out.